Ready, set, action.
Hello. We're going to talk about hearing loss. Well, I guess you don't want to listen, or did I lose you? Did I lose them? I probably did lose them, because you don't want to talk about hearing loss. Who wants to talk about hearing loss? I do, because I'm going to save your career. By watching this video, we're going to talk about how hearing loss occurs and how to prevent hearing loss. Well, first off, let me tell you a little bit about my hearing loss. So, as I did 20 years as a United States Army infantryman, I lost a lot of my hearing, whether it was pre-deployment or while I was in combat. And as a result of that, I was almost separated out of the Army. And during my time, a lot of the schools that I wanted to attend, just didn't happen. I was denied to almost every school that I applied for. So what I'm telling you is that we do not want you to be that statistic, and we want you to continue on in the armed services to be the lethal fighting force that you are, and continue the fight of this grateful nation. First off, let me tell you a little bit about the 4 P's. Those 4 P's consist of painless, progressive, permanent, and preventable. Let me ask you a question. You ever shot your weapon system without your hearing protection devices? Nod your head north and south. Say yes. We're all guilty of it. It doesn't matter who you are. And what was the result of that? Well, most likely it's going to be ringing in the ears. Yes, probably was. Did you bleed out of your ears? Probably not. Not like what you see in the movies. Did it give you a little slight headache? Probably. But you have that ring in the ears. Imagine that for the rest of your life. You start out real small. Maybe that you had some temporary hearing loss. That probably occurred. But if you start to lose your hearing, it's going to become progressive over time. And as you get older, it's going to get worse. And with the disregard of the hearing protection devices, you're definitely going to lose your hearing over time. Let me tell you a little bit about the anatomy of the ear. Now, there's 3 parts of the ear. You got your outer, middle, inner ear. So sound travels from the outer ear to the middle ear, which is your auditory canal, and that sound travels to the inner ear, which is the cochlea. Now, you may think to yourself, well, what the heck is a cochlea? Well, if you look at the anatomy of the ear, or perhaps Google it, you're going to find a little snail shell doohickey inside your ear, and that's going to be the main source of your hearing. Now, inside that cochlea has little fine hair cells like do this number. Those hair cells send signals to your brain. That's how your brain recognizes sound. Now, let me use a little analogy before we continue on with that conversation. Now, imagine I take you and I pull you close range and I start punching you in the face. What's going to happen to you? Your face is going to swell up, it's going to bruise, and if I go long enough, I might as well very well kill you. Imagine what loud noise exposure is doing to those hair cells. Now, loud noise can be anywhere from 80 to 125 or louder, pounding away at those hair cells, just like I would be punching your face. And over time, those hair cells are going to get weak, and they're going to die, and they're going to be severed. And imagine me taking a weed whacker and whacking all these weeds and butchering them. That's what your hair cells inside your cochlea is going to look like. And with that being said, that's how the ringing in the ears occurs. The ringing in the ears are going to get louder and louder and louder because those hair cells are withering away. Well, is there any medication to get your hair cells back? Nope. Rogaine? Absolutely not. You can tell Rogaine didn't work for me, so obviously it's not going to work for hair cells. And with the result of hearing loss, it's permanent. There's no medications to increase your hearing back to its origin. The usage of hearing aids, yes, it amplifies the sound and makes the quality of life better, but imagine hearing aids going out at some point because the batteries are out, or they get wet. Whatever the reasons are, you're going to be back to square one of being partially deaf. Why would you want that? It's a safety hazard in your profession. It's a safety hazard when you're around people, when it's around especially around your family, your children, your spouse. You'll be part of that statistic. And why would you do that to yourself? I'm asking you that because you're probably sitting there falling asleep on me because you don't want to listen to me. But I should have done the same thing and listened to those medics, those ear, nose, and throat technicians, those audiologists. Even though sometimes it wasn't my fault, but I could have had better pristine hearing than where I'm at today. And the last P is preventable. The Department of Defense spent billions of dollars on hearing protection devices. These little guys right here. Alright, and they come in all sorts of different forms. And these may cost $5 or $10, but imagine we have to outfit almost 800 to 1 million service members every single year. That's a lot of money. Alright, that's a lot of money. Just for you to, mitigate the risk of having hearing loss. So it is preventable under preventive medicine. Let me demonstrate how to properly insert one of these hearing protection devices. Even though you may know, and you were told 1 million times over how to properly insert the hearing protection devices, I am going to show you the proper way so that you understand. Because the common way that people put the hearing protection devices is they stick it in, they do what they need to do necessary during training, shoot their weapon systems, or whatever loud noise exposure that they're in, the environment that they're in, and they get the ring in the ears, or they start to have hearing loss. Alright, so if you just insert like I just did, you might as well stick in M&M, cigarette butt, or use your common hearing protection devices, which is known as your fingertips. You are no-go at this station. Come back for retraining, because you're not doing this number, I promise you. So, taking the hearing protection device, which is a 2, 3, or 4 flange hearing protection device. Alright, you're going to take that little guy and make sure you put it around your neck or somewhere that's on your body so that you know where the device is located. You're going to take your right or left hand, you're going to reach behind your head to the opposite ear, and you're going to pull up and back. Your ear canal is naturally curved, so by conducting this method, you're going to straighten out your ear canal for a better snug fit. So, hearing protection device in one hand, opposite hand, you're going to pull up and back, insert it, then you're going to release. Once you put them in both ears, you're going to feel a suction effect. And then, obviously, you're going to hear the sound being muffled. And you're going to talk to somebody to ensure that you got a right fit by going, "Can you hear me now?" "Yes, I cannot hear you." So, that's good. That's good results. But the hearing protection devices need to be inserted, properly, and that last flange needs to be flush against your ear. If the hearing protection device is too small and you keep inserting inside your ear canal, you need to stop. You're going to feel a lot of discomfort, and the medics, ear, nose, and throat technicians, or audiologists are going to make you feel very uncomfortable by taking the pliers, and they're going to extract that hearing protection device. Please do not do that. If the hearing protection device is too big, don't continue to shove it in there, because all it's going to cause is soreness and discomfort. So make sure you find the right fitting hearing protection devices that's suitable for you. Again, you may have a preferred hearing protection devices and continue to use that as long as they meet OSHA standards in the Department of Defense. Again, we need you on this team. You are the lethal fighting force of this grateful nation. We're not asking you to put the hearing protection devices in your ears. We're telling you to put the hearing protection devices in your ear so that you can be the effective fighter that you are. Thank you for your time. One team, one click.